Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone's doing great. In today's video guys, I'll be showing you the power of GPT-4. Okay, technically it's not yet fully launched, but we can already try it using the Chat GPT Plus. I'll be showing you as well what the capabilities are, what the current limitations are, and how we can potentially use this to make money online. Alright, before we begin, I would appreciate it. You can go to my website airegisters.com so you can visit that. I have close to 2,000 AI tools updated in that directory listing website. It's being updated daily, so you can visit that website. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin. So this is the dashboard of ChatGPT. Now we will be comparing the two. Currently, the prior to the release, okay, of GPT-4, we're using GPT 3.5 or like the GPT 3.5 Turbo. Okay, it's more optimized with the speed, and then we'll have the option. This is the legacy one, and then GPT-4 is the updated version. It hasn't been fully launched yet. All the features are not yet functional. Okay, with regards to the demo that I am not sure if you have seen, okay, those features, all of that are not yet fully launched, but we can still try, for example, the 25,000 word that it's capable of digesting in one go. No, I've tested it. I think it's just about 5,000, 6,000 at most. Okay, but we'll go ahead and see. Okay, now the first thing is that we have to know how are we going to make money online here. So I'll be showing you some features, and then potentially I know that you'll immediately begin to realize, use your creative mind on how you can use the functionalities of this. Basically, there hasn't been much change based on what I see here, but as it rolls out gradually, we'll be able to see its full potential. Now, GPT-4 can understand image. I have yet to test it because it still doesn't have the functionality for us to get the image inside, but it says on the update that GPT-4 can understand image, and then it is more reliable. So if you hover your mouse in here, so the GPT 3.5, this is optimized for speed. So the reasoning and conciseness, it's 2 and 3. And then if you hover over GPT-4, reasoning is at like 5 stars or 5 bars, and then conciseness is at 4. So it's more optimized in handling complex tasks. The only drawback that I see here is that its speed is slow, like really slow. Okay, although it is capable of generating like longer articles and so on. It's also capable of handling more nuanced instructions. It also has this more powerful or more capable of steering towards a particular character. So you can put the persona on that GPT-4, and then it will stick into it. Unlike GPT 3.5, for example, we'll test it later, okay? But anyway, so we will see. Now, first I will be opening, or I will be testing some prompts on 3.5, and then do it the same on the version 4, and then we'll see the difference. So first on 3.5, let's go ahead and test. So this one is capable of writing a better and more comprehensive article, the GPT-4, unlike in GPT 3.5. The reason for that is, GPT-4 has more like the reasoning, conciseness, and it's more creative. So for you to make money online, you can take leverage of that. GPT 3.5's article, I believe, isn't that bad, but it appears that it's kinda, unless you actually detail the prompts and the instructions. But even still, you'll feel that it's somehow lacking, and somehow the depth isn't in there, the creative juice isn't in there. However, in GPT-4, you'll see that it's more like it has some personal touch in it. Okay, so we will be asking GPT 3.5 and GPT-4 to write us an article. Okay, alright, so here we go. So I asked ChatGPT 3.5 first to write me a comprehensive article with this title, How AI Will Change the World in 2023 and Beyond. I just included some, additional prompts like include table of contents, schema, and so on. So here is what we got. So it's actually quite good. It's just that you will see that the initial limitation, which is the character limit, is that here. So it actually halted in this part. So I just type in continue, and then it continued the rest of it. Now, if you go to GPT-4, you will see that even I didn't include the rest of the prompts, but it was able to generate me a pretty good sizable article, and this can be further be expanded depending on the prompts that you will be putting in, and that's without halt. It's just in one go. So one prompt and it generated me a lot. If you are a content creator, mainly doing article generations, this is a very powerful tool. All right. So another way is that we can try and test and see, the steerability of this. So if we go to the GPT 3.5, so we will be testing this one. So for example, we will be asking this 3.5 to, let's say, pretend that you are William Shakespeare and then explain to me how to play Roblox. So here is what 3.5 will be saying. Okay, so firstly, to play Roblox, see what happened here. Okay, so the way that it sticks to its character, it's already out of character on the second paragraph. So O fair maiden, thou hast asked, and then firstly, so this is already out of character. However, if you go to GPT-4, okay, let's just rename this GPT-4. Okay, so if you go to GPT-4 and you ask that to do the same, okay, then it will generate you this. Okay, I'll be pausing this video until it completes the generation. Alright, so going back, here's what we got with GPT-4. So it actually sticks to its character and persona being William Shakespeare. So from here up until here, alright, so you will see that it's actually, pretty much strict to its character. So that's one of its durability feature, okay? Another way is that GPT-4 is actually better in, understanding and sticking to more complex, instructions. So if you go to GPT 3.5, so we'll put in this prompt. Explain the entire Game of Thrones story where each word begins like an acrostic. So each word begins with the next letter of the alphabet. So if you type and enter GPT 3.5 on after the first word, no, it didn't follow the instruction at all. Usually it will follow like A, B, C, and D per word, okay? Explaining the entire Game of Thrones plot. Now, if you paste it in or if you ask that same question to GPT-4, here's what I will show. Okay, so you will see that each word will start at the very first letter of the alphabet, the way it was instructed to do so. So although boiling, and this, it tried its best to explain the Game of Thrones story. So that's how it is capable of, following complex instructions, which is really awesome. Now, another way is that it is very creative. Well, GPT 3.5 is also creative. That's why, people who are, making money, generating stories, writing stories, and so on, the storytellers can actually utilize and leverage this very powerful feature. So let's ask GPT 3.5. Okay, generate a story of two former lovers. This is the plot. Okay, meeting again unexpectedly on a train ride across the country. So this isn't bad, to be honest. However, you will feel that as you read this story, that there's something missing, that you just can't point fingers at where it is. Okay, so this is it. Now, if you paste it in GPT-4, ask GPT-4 to do the same, you will see that it's vastly different. Okay, so here's the result of GPT-4, and it's really fantastic. So once upon a time, nestled within the rhythmic chugging of a locomotive traversing the vast expanse of country, fate conspired to reunite. I didn't even, this is all I did. So this is just the same prompt that I asked GPT 3.5 to do. No other prompts like do it like poetically, do it in the tone of this and that. By default, it was actually able to generate a very creative, very engaging. If you will be putting in some other prompts, depending on your preference, you will be able to generate a very great story, fully immersive, I would say. So the words, the way it was constructed is really nice. So it's really literally like reading some personalized novel of some kind. Okay, as compared to 3.5, 3.5 isn't bad, but as you read it, you will know that there's this, kind of, there's something missing. Probably the depth or the substance on it. But comparing it from here to into here, you will be able to see how big the difference is. Okay, and then lastly, which is very, very weird, is that GPT 3 or GPT-4 is harder to trick for now, okay? Because it's still being tried and tested. GPT 3.5, there's a lot of ways on how to circumvent or how to find a prompt for you to be able to get more out of it, for you to be able to get it access the internet. If you have heard of Dan, like do anything now, so you'll be able to like jailbreak the 3.5 based on the prompts or based on the instructions. So for example, this one in 3.5, the legacy version, even the turbo one, we were able to generate an image by pulling it out from the internet using ChatGPT, but you cannot do that anymore using the GPT-4. It's more like, it is able to control, or it's harder to trick basically. So here's the prompt. So for example, in GPT 3.5, so I asked GPT 3.5 to pretend that it's able to access the internet, okay, and then pull out an image from Unsplash based on the prompt. So I asked it to pull up two images. The prompt is rural Japan, and it generated me this two image. Okay, so well, pretty much the same. So that's 3.5. Now if you paste that same prompt and ask GPT-4 to do that, it won't be able to do, it. Oh, all right. Okay, so see, yeah, so I think I need to tweak the prompt if I am able to. Oh, that's nice. So now it did. So let's see if the second image is different. This is really nice. So for you to do that, okay, this is wonderful. Okay, I thought it will not be able to do it. So in 3.5, I actually asked it to pull out an image, and then the prompt is rural Japan, but then it just generated me two random image of the same image. Okay, but in 4 it was able to generate me two different image of rural Japan, old traditional style temples and so on. All right, so those are the stuff. I don't know if will be, if at this time, probably in the next couple of days or so, we'll be able to see other prompts, and then I'll be making a video about that to see how we'll be able to further utilize the most out of GPT-4. It's slowly being rolled out to the public. The API still isn't available, but as soon as it is, I'll be making a video so that I can keep all of you guys updated. But based on what I've said, what we have compared, and what we have discussed in this video, I'm pretty much sure you're able to realize there's just so many functionalities of GPT-4, and it's not been in full capacity, and we will be able to leverage the power of those, the GPT-4 and those upcoming features for us to make money. Okay, you'll be able to, if you're fond of making softwares out of GPT, you can definitely do that. If you're fond of generating articles, generating contents, being a content creator, being an influencer, working from home, doing whatever you want, as long as you have the access to the internet, you can do that with this kind of technology. And even if you think that everyone has an access to it, I tell you not. No, it isn't. It just isn't. Okay, that's a tendency bias. So yeah, for us to do that, we just need to be able to adapt and then learn more on how we can further utilize this. Okay, so again, thank you so much for watching. I would appreciate, guys, if you can hit the subscribe